Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. I'm going to be looking over Ethereum right now on the daily all the way down to the 15-minute. First of all, I wanted to point out a pretty big major difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Bitcoin made a new low here where Ethereum did not on this pivot. Bitcoin made a new low and it just has this current one wave here. So that opens us up to the possibility that Ethereum can outperform Bitcoin over the rest of the year going into next year. And that option is if we have a 1-2-1-2 about to launch for our third of the third once this proposed 2 is finished with some pretty high targets to the upside. I'll go over those targets in a second, but that is not currently my primary account. My primary account has this as an ABC like so. Current targets is the 50 of the down move here, right here at the 50, and also the negative 618 of this proposed A wave. It's a algo target where if we don't have a bottom in yet to target better, that's what I use as just a temporary placeholder for potential C wave targets. All right, so those are our two options right now. Both pretty bullish. We want to stay above 1151 here to keep those counts intact. Otherwise, our probabilities flip to the downside below the 786 level of this proposed A wave. Now off our ABC, which is my primary account, we've had a W wave working on a Y wave now, and the fib levels off this A wave, larger A wave, are in red. The 50 is at 1511 on linear and 1374 on log. Going to be using the closest of the two targets just for trading purposes, but going to keep an eye on both of those scales. Now our 1-to-1 of the W for the Y or ABC is 1540, which we are coming pretty close to. And I'll show you a contradiction on that where we might have to go slightly lower. But we also have targets at 1443 and 1386 at the extended targets of our Y wave, 1.236 and 1.382. Now on the bullish trend, where we have a 1-2-1-2, we have the fib levels from this second 1-2, which is in green. Our first 50 is at 1516 and the 618's at 1397. So just things to keep in mind to keep both those scales in line. Our 1-2 fib levels and our larger A fib levels. Now let's go in a little closer down to the 1 hour. So first of all, for our W wave, we have a 5 wave coming down for our A. We have a triangle B and 5 waves to finish for our C for our W wave. We then had a complex correction X. Looks like ABC, ABC, or WXY, sorry, WXY there. After that, we have an ABC down and an ABC down for a double zigzag, and what appears to be creating a flat where we get a 3, 3, 5 to complete. There's our 1-to-1 where Y would equal our X at 1513.58, as you can see, 1540 on log scale. Here's where we might have a little bit of a hiccup on this one, where I mentioned the targets might be a little lower there. So say we have our B wave in and a flat for an ABC. Our minimum target we'd want to hit for our C wave is the 618 extension of our A wave. So we'll just put that. That's our minimum target we want to hit. We'll put that in yellow. So minimum target is currently below the 1-to-1, 1449 on linear, 1478. That's the closer one. So we'll use that for our minimum. So we want these 5 waves filling out to at least reach that level to consider this completed flat. And if we just got another zigzag here, A, B, C, then I'd have to adjust the counts a little bit, where this would be a zigzag W, a double zigzag X, and then we'd get another zigzag for a Z for a triple correction. Right now going with this, just have to hit 1478 on that level to complete. So a little bit past the 1-to-1, maybe the 1.236 gets us home. All right, let's go down to the 15-minute. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you here. And that is the possibility that we make a higher high here. For our B wave. Not saying this is going to happen, it's just something to keep in mind. And that is we hit the 382 of our A wave down in our proposed Y. Sorry, I should have had that ready. That's okay. So we have 5 waves down here, similar to Bitcoin. If you haven't watched my Bitcoin one, we just have to come down a little bit more. We go below this low and then we come up higher to make a bigger 3-wave pattern before we get our 5 waves down to complete. So that's just something to keep in mind that can potentially happen. I'm just staying open to that idea just because we haven't even hit the 50 of this proposed A wave. So just be aware of that. We either are going to stop out all the current longs, then stop out the shorts on this end, and then go down. It's a pattern you'll see pretty often in crypto, just because there's not a lot of liquidity in the market. That's how the big boys stop everybody out on their shorts and their longs before we eventually go where we know we need to go. So just wanted to point that out for you guys. Now we have 5 waves down. Like I said, that expanded B potential before we come up for our larger C and then drop again. That can happen all the way down to, go with the lower of the 2, all the way down to the 1.382, most common, 1475. Now it stays valid all the way till the 1.618. But by that point, the probabilities are pretty low that we're going to get that. So I stick to these as the most common. So those are the areas I'd look at: A, B, C, up, and then 5 waves down after. But nothing says we're not complete at the moment. We're just at a lower retracement level there at the 382. So if we have a 1-2 setting up, we would expect a drop from between the 382 and the 618 here. So we would expect this to make a B, C before we drop down for our third. The way I'm going to trade this is try and get an average of 50. I'll take some shorts at the 382 and add to my position. Stop goes at the high, and we're going to be targeting down to that 618 minimum extension here. So that's what we're looking for this week. Remember, if we start to go our way, similar to Bitcoin, if we come up, we start to get a 1, 2, 3 like this. If your entry's at this level, as soon as we start to really pull away here, I'd put our stop into profit. Say that's our entry. And we get our third of the third starting. I would move our stop at that point to the top of the 1 right there, because as you know, with Elliott Wave rules and guidelines, we should not overlap with the 4th again. So that's why we can move that up, lock up a guaranteed profit, and make it a free trade from there. We get a 3, 4, 5 to complete. And that's what I'm looking for this week, guys, on Ethereum. And I will constantly update this every day just to follow along with the count. So if you want to subscribe, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you want the updates as soon as I post them. All right, guys, thanks for watching.